it's Amanda here with Homeschool and Live, and so excited to be with you today to just kind of chat January homeschool goals for January, things we're doing different, and all those kinds of things. Lauren and I are loving doing this YouTube channel together and just kind of just sharing what we've got going on and what we're doing and what we do to try to make things better in our homeschool, and we love hearing what you guys do too. So today, it's January, I think I already said that, and I love a good start back to homeschool in January. I actually like the going back to school in January after the break more than I like, starting back in August, and here's why. Because when you start in August, there's so many unknowns, like how your new curriculum is going to go, how your new schedule is going to go with whatever your kids' sports practice is or extracurricular activities. And so it really takes a minute for our family to just get settled into whatever the new normal is for that year. But I like a January start back better because we've already had a full few months, semester or whatever, of our new curriculum, our new schedule. We have an idea of how long each subject's going to take us, what subjects are going to be challenging, what subjects are going to be, interesting and awesome and that we really enjoy. So it kind of makes making the changes to improve your homeschool in January much easier because you have a good grasp of what is going on and how things have been. So I'm constantly making changes in our homeschool, mainly because, everything's constantly changing. Ages, curriculum, subjects, schedules, all the things. And so I think I'm not like a reinvent the wheel kind of person or, change just to change. But I am constantly thinking about what would make our atmosphere better, what would make things flow better, what could we do different or better, even if it's just short term or a small change to just make it enjoyable. Because I want, after our kids leave our home or homeschool and we're not homeschooling anymore, I want them to look back on it with a fondness and good memories and a good feeling of, joy and learning together and that they enjoyed it. So I feel like it's part of my job to, professional development, you might say, and just be constantly figuring out how to do it well and good. Sorry for the TED Talk or the philosophy talk, but I guess I was going to give a background of why it's so much easier for me to change things up in January. So here's what I'm going to change up and do a little bit differently. I did post a video about how I'm going to do our history different, but that's not really the essence of for a positive atmosphere. I'm going to change up our book basket time. I call it book basket. The rest of, homeschool internet world calls it morning basket. But I call it book basket time because when the kids were small, I literally had a humongous wicker basket that I would carry in every day for book basket time and just full of books. And that's what we would, do for the time. I love the book basket, morning basket time. It's the one time during the day that we all come together. And that we can do, our Bible, geography, history, group subjects, whatever those might be. And it's my favorite time. But this year, and I think I said it in one of our earlier videos, our book basket time is super short, super simple because we were adjusting to everybody leaving at a different time. One of my children, they all play public school sports, would have his sports practice first thing in the morning. Another one would have theirs in the afternoon. Then I had another one that has theirs in the middle of the day. So we were just really having a hard time figuring out how to do it. So when my one that has it in the first part of the morning, I didn't want him as soon as he walked in to have to start our book basket time and then feel like he was behind or not getting to start his homework till later in the day. Well, he will be just fine. He has not had any problem getting his schoolwork done. So I was talking to him the other day and I was like, listen, this is how I'm wanting to change this. I'm wanting to do it where as soon as you get home from basketball practice that we go ahead and do our book basket time earlier in the morning, that 9:30, sometimes he's not home till 9:45-ish range. And it took him a second, but then he was like, sure, whatever. So that's what we're going to do. And that way it's more set because I was pushing it back later in the mornings to give him time to get stuff done, but then we didn't have very much time before the next one went to their practice, and so it just felt forced almost, and I did not like that feeling. So I'm like looking forward to, you know, pushing it back a little earlier, and I don't feel as pressured to make it as short as we have been, because they aren't having a hard time. He is getting his work done. He's doing, for example, he's doing pre-algebra for the Shoreman math. And the other day I asked him, I said, hey, what lesson are you on? You know, just, you know, I was double checking everything for Christmas break, making sure everybody was where they need to be. And he was like 70 something. And I was like, what? What do you mean you're on 70 something? I don't want you on 70 something yet. And sure enough, I went and looked, and he was. And it's because he's been so diligent to do it. And they only have 100 lessons. And so I told him, I was like, listen, when we get back to the spring, you're going to slow that roll down on your math. I want you to do it 3 days a week. I want you to for sure take Fridays off and maybe one other day. Because I don't want him to have such a large gap with no math after we get finished for the school year. So that'll give him a little bit more time for a book basket. But I also want to incentivize that he's been diligent. So anyways, all that to say, I'm not worried about him not having his time to do his schoolwork. And then the other ones, we've settled into a better routine where they will have time, so I can expand our book basket again for what I want from it, from our family. So it's still going to be short, but before we were basically doing a little bit of Bible, maybe a missionary, and whatever our group subject was, history or science. And I don't know, I just was missing some of the fun, little interesting stuff that you get to add into book basket. And so that's what I bought for this time. For the spring. I feel like my kids are getting at an age where it's like to really be incorporating those discussions on like how to, like, defending your faith, knowing what you believe, and just a lot more like topical and discussion type things rather than just, oh, somebody's coming in. It's okay. Just always teaching, you know, doctrine or anything. More make it discussion based. So that's what I got. These are what I'm going to add in for our book basket time. I'm a sucker for all the interesting stuff in creation with the animals and things like that. So I got this book, and it's, yep, I got it from Master Books. It is Creation Speaks for Itself If Animals Could Talk. And here in a few months, I can give you a much better review, but it just takes different animals and gives some deeper information about them and how, like, some of their cool features and cool facts, and kind of giving credit to creation. So it's some of that useless information that you might be on a game show and win, or something like, let's see, you know, this certain animal is pregnant for 16 months. But anyways, it goes on and on. But I like this kind of stuff. I think it's interesting. Actually, one of my favorite devotionals when the kids were like tiny, small, I'll link to it. It was, I don't know, like 5-minute devotion for animals. And it was like, you know, I would say for that preschool to 7-year-old age. And it was really cool. But this is just for older. So I'm going to add this in. Won't do an animal every day. I won't even do a paragraph every day. I'm just going to be able to pull from this. And this is another one. It's very, very similar, but it's for like a devotional for a younger kid. But I just grabbed it because I wanted it as an extra resource. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. To be able to just start like adding in more discussion stuff for our book basket time. This is called The Answers, Book for Teens, Volume 1. Your questions, God's answers. And so each chapter is just starts with, I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one either. Just some questions. I'll just, let's see. Let me find one that I think is, some of these are kind of tough questions. Let's see. Well, I'm sure everybody, lots of different people might have some different opinions on some of these. So that's why it would be good discussions. Anyways, these are kind of some hot topics. So these will be fun to kind of go through the questions, kind of go through scripture, kind of get kids' opinions, teenagers' opinions, but then be able to back it up. So it'll be some, I guess, apologetic, logic, debate kind of things. Again, I don't want to do this every day because I don't want to wear anybody out, but just sprinkling those questions and things into our book basket time, which I guess this is my whole focus for this semester. I got this one too. It's called Evidence for the Bible. And it gives some Bible stuff, and then it gives like information like of legitimate archaeological, that's a hard word for me to say, archaeological findings and things like that. So this will be some good discussion, maybe a little bit more deep dives into maybe some history, things like that. So I'm going to add this one in. Again, none of these every day. I'll probably just pull a little snippet out of one or two of them and just kind of springboard discussions and see where it leads us. And so again, the same kind of theme. This one is Wonders of Creation, and this one takes again, more animals, but very like good pictures, and like goes into like a deep dive on some of their unique characteristics. So again, just kind of fun things to talk about. I was trying to make it old enough for my teens, but still young enough for my elementary and middle school that they might enjoy just something different than what we've been doing. And actually, I kind of love this stuff because I also incorporate the art into it. Whatever animal or anything that we've gone over, then I'll have my younger one usually draw a picture and write about it. So this stuff is great for springboarding for your notebook work too, if you guys keep a notebook. I always have my mind keep some sort of notebook. That way I can always be like, all right, let's put this in your notebook, or draw this, or write this summary and let's put it in your notebook. So those are all going to be like faith discussions, defending your faith discussions, creation discussions, and hot topic question discussions to just pull out in our book basket time, which I think is kind of important to be able to do that with your kids. So another thing that I've added in, it's kind of funny, you have so many of the same resources for the similar topics. So for this one, it's called Great for God, Missionaries Who Changed the World. And they're very short, but it's a lot smaller print about missionaries and what they've done. Again, just a snippet that I'll pull out, but I have so many resources like this. Like we've done, the Christian heroes for some martyrs and missionaries. This missionary stories with the Millers, like I love that when the kids were younger. The hero tales, but it's just changing it up, getting a little bit slightly different resource, a little bit, shorter, less words, and just more discussion to come with. I'm trying to think. Because those are a lot of the things I'm adding in just to change it up and have some more discussion. So anyways, I feel like I said discussion a lot. I'm sorry. Hope you have enjoyed that. If you are changing up any of your book basket time, I'd love to hear how you're changing it. Here in about 6-7 weeks, I can jump back on here and give you guys a review on if it worked, if I liked it, if it accomplished the goals that I was wanting or not. So we'll do some of these, and then we'll do our group subject, which is mainly history. And then, because I've separated the science from my two sets of kids, and then usually we do our geography together. And, oh yeah, I'm still doing this with them. This is the Faith PDF. It's very short. It was okay. Like, it's worked really well, but if I'm adding in all that creation stuff, I might take a break from that. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We would so love it if you would subscribe to our channel, like our channel, like this video, and then go follow us on Instagram. So thank you guys so much for watching.